foot of the perpendicular. So foot of the perpendicular, if h comma k is foot of the perpendicular from x1 y1 to the line ax plus by plus c equals to 0, then h minus x1 by a equals to k minus y1 by b equals to minus a times of ax1 plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. Further, to get here, I am taking p x1 y1 from here, and q is h comma k is the foot of the perpendicular from p on ax plus by plus c equals to 0. So observe these two lines which are PQ and the line L, both are perpendicular to each other. So we know that one, if two lines are perpendicular to each other, their slopes product should be -1. Therefore, PQ perpendicular to L equals to 0. So we may write M1 into M2 equals to -1. Whereas M1 is the PQ line slope, M2 is the L equals to 0 line slope. So PQ line we have 2 points. From 2 points formula we know the slope formula, that is alternate difference by abscissor difference. That is y2 minus y1 by, that y2 means here x1 y1 h comma k na. So we may write k minus y1 by h minus x1 into slope of ax plus by plus c equals to 0, we know minus a by b. Minus a by b equals to -1. So -1 minus cancel. So right, I am taking this one like this, k minus y1 by b, this fraction. So I am transposing this fraction to the right side. That is h minus x1 by a. So k minus y1 by b equals to h minus x1 by a. Half of the part completed. So now how you got this one? So we know one formula or condition, that is ratio proportion theorem condition. So based on that we may write, see, for suppose a by b equals to c by d, then we may write equals to AB plus CD by B square plus D square. We may get this one from ratio proportion theorem. So from this, so I am taking this is A by B, this is C by D. Then how can we equate? By ratio proportion theorem. So observe there, product of these two plus product of these two and denominator square sum. So that means how can we write? B into k minus y1 plus a into h minus x1 by b square plus a square. This is equals to previous one we know, that is k minus y1 by b equals to h minus x1 by a equals to this one by ratio proportion. So simplifying this one, so bk minus by1 ah minus ax1 by a square plus b square. So now, so in this ah plus bk minus so what is this? Minus by1 minus ax1 by a square plus b square. So now observe here, h comma k lies on ax plus by plus c equals to 0. That means it satisfies that one. So substitute there, that means ah plus bk plus c equals to 0. So ah plus bk equals to minus c. So you substitute this value here. So minus c minus by1 minus ax1 by a square plus b square. From all those you take minus common. So ax1 plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. So it is equals to, already you know that one, that is h minus k minus y1 by b equal to h minus x1 by a equals to minus a times of ax1 plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. So that is our requirement, that is h minus x1 by a equals to k minus y1 by b equals to minus a x1 minus a times minus times of ax1 plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. This is put out the perpendicular formula. Next, coming to the next one, image of a point with respect to a line. In that first theorem is, if h comma k is the image of x1 y1 with respect to ax plus by plus c equals to 0, then h minus x1 by a equals to k minus y1 by b equals to minus 2 times of ax1 plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. So, see, I am taking a x1 y1 is a point, L is ax plus by plus c equals to 0, then b is the image of this point. So, image means it is perpendicular and it is equidistant from this point. So, for suppose I am taking P is a point. P or your wish any point you may take. So, P I am taking a point P. That means observe this one. So, generally you know image means it is equal distance from the what we have the, what is that line, from that line. So, that means if you fold both points it may be coincide. So it should be at the midpoint of these 2 points. So then, what is the p value? P is the midpoint of AB. Then P equals to, you know the midpoint formula, x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. That is x1 plus h by 2, y1 plus k by 2. So you observe that one, P lies on ax plus by plus c equals to 0. So it's satisfying that one or not? Okay, that's, you substitute there, you will get some satisfying that one. So a times of x1 plus h by 2 plus b times of y1 plus k by 2 plus c equals to 0. From this, ax1 plus ah plus by1 plus ky plus 2c equals to 0. So that means ax1 plus by1 plus ah plus ky plus 2c equals to 0. Okay, right. Now again you observe this AB line and this ax plus by plus c equals to 0 are perpendicular lines. So their slope product is equal to -1. That means, so AB is perpendicular to L equals to 0, therefore M1 into M2 equals to -1. So AB line by 2 point slope formula, y1 minus k by x1 minus h is into minus a by b equals to -1. From this we know y1 minus k by b equals to minus cancel. So this fraction, how can we write? X1 minus h by a. So previously we know that one ratio proportion theorem. So we may write b times of y1 minus k plus a times of x1 minus h by b square plus a square. Simplify this one, again same model, by1 minus bk plus ax1 minus ah by b square plus a square. So this is, how can we write this one? Ax minus plus by1 minus ah minus bk, by b square plus a square. So I am writing that one, So equals to ax1 plus by1 minus ah minus bk by a square plus b square. See, already we know that one, this p satisfying this one, before we calculated that one. From this one, you know, that is ax1 plus by1 plus ah plus bk plus 2c equals to 0. So here ah plus bk value. So ax1 plus by1 equals to minus 2c minus ah minus bk plus 2c value. Minus ah minus bk. So in place of minus ah minus bk, we may write ax1 plus by1 plus 2c. So write that is, write down. So ax1 plus by1 plus ax1 plus by1 plus 2c by a square plus b square. A square plus b square. So finally each one is 2 times. So here ah plus bk means you may take the minus all times. So I am taking minus common. So 2 times of ax1 plus by1 plus c by, every time is repeatedly came. So that is a square plus b square. So this is the image of a point, that is h minus x1 by a equals to k minus y1 by b equals to minus 2 times of ax plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. Next. So now next one is image of a line with respect to a line. So up to now we learned image of a point with respect to a line. See, here 2 cases will arise. One is, if this is a line, we want to find out image of this line. So if the line is parallel to this line, if line is parallel to this line, case 1. So how can we find out parallel to this line with respect to one line? So that means all these 3 should be parallel to each other. So parallel to each other means there is only a small variation, that is at constants only different. So we may get directly with constants difference, L1 equals to 0. So it is L2 equals to 0 with respect to L equals to 0. How may that means? See, you know this perpendicular distance equals to this perpendicular distance. To find out the perpendicular distances, you substitute at the distance between the 2 parallel lines. So for suppose now both lines are intersecting lines. So a line which is need to get the image of a line with respect to one line. So there is another chance is if both are intersecting. So L is equals to 0. We want to find out L1 image with respect to L is equals to 0. So here first find out the intersecting point of L1 and L2. Intersecting point of L1 and L2. So you take one point R on L1 equals to 0. R on L1 equals to 0. Find out the image of that R dash with respect to L. Already you know point with respect to L we may get. So you may get the image point of R. Okay. Now R dash and P are 2 points on required line. By 2-point formula you may get the image of the L1 equals to 0 line with respect to L equals to 0 line. So that is the image of lines.